What's going on, guys? So as the Archer class gets closer to being released in Korea, we've been gaining a lot more information on the class, and I want to take the time in this video just to kind of go over all the new information we have about it so you can get hyped about it, see if it's a class you want to play, and just go over all the details about it. So let's jump into the video and talk about the Archer. Now the first thing to talk about is the Archer class will be playable by the Jin and Yoon races. Now originally the Archer class actually got data mined and it was revealed it would be available for the Lin race. Obviously that's not going to be the case, and the reason why they delay it is it's a really smart money grab because they actually sell a ton of race change vouchers, because you're playing the Archer for like 4 months and then the Lin race comes out. You're already invested and geared on your Archer class. You're not going to make a whole new character just to play the Lin. You're just going to go into the store and buy the race change voucher. So that's why they do that. They've done it with the Gunslinger class, and then they even done it with the Warden class. And it's not really a surprise that they're going to be doing it. So if you want to play the Archer class as a Lin, unfortunately you won't be able to do that right away. You're just going to have to be kind of patient, wait a couple months, and then you'll be able to play as a Lin for sure. Also, you'll see right here there's a brand new costume. I'm kind of curious to see what it looks like on the male. New weapon skin, legendary jam hammers, and then some type of chest. I don't know what's in it, maybe like moonstone crystals, materials, and stuff like that. And then also you'll see right here there's actually dates on this banner. And basically every single time they release a class, they have a bundle that you can register for before the class is actually released. And they'll have right here, you see from 529 to 612, you have to register for it to get the bundle with the costume, materials, and everything like that. You also usually get like a character slot for free, or maybe even a level 60 voucher, depending on how nice NCSoft wants to be. And it looks like on June 12th, the Archer class will actually be released in Korea. Now the next thing to talk about is this article that was written in Korea going over the upcoming Archer class in detail, about its new abilities, how it's going to work in combat, just everything about it. Now unfortunately, since I don't read Korean, I can't actually read that article, but there's a nice guy named Banana who actually takes the time to translate these Korean articles into English for us so we can actually read that. And he's been doing it for quite a while now, and I've used his translated articles for multiple different videos. They always turn out to be pretty damn accurate. So he's someone I definitely do trust with these translations. Shout out to Banana. Now with the Archer class, there's going to be 2 different builds, one called Dawn and the other one called Gust. Now Gust is basically going to be like Wind build, and Dawn's going to be basically like Lightning build. How it's going to work is Dawn's going to be more focused on having a set distance, where Gust is going to be more focused on where the direction you're attacking from. So if you're using the Wind build, you're going to be focusing on more hitting the boss from the front, the back, the rear, the side. That's how you're going to gain most of your DPS, compared to the Dawn, where you're going to be focusing on more of a set distance. So some abilities are going to be stronger at a closer range, other abilities are going to be stronger from a farther distance. Also in the article, they talked about the Archer having a ton of skills that are non-target, which means you don't actually have to be locked onto an enemy to use a lot of your skills, whereas the majority of classes in Blade & Soul actually have to have a target to use their skills. Like my Blade Dancer, for example, in order to use my Thunder Slash, my Storm Cleave, my Stun, a lot of my skills, I actually have to be locked onto some type of enemy or a target. Where with the Archer, this could be a really big advantage, especially in something like PvP. If you have like a assassin like stealth, like running around the map trying to like hide from you, you can actually predict where he's at and just use your arrows to hit him, and you don't have to be locked onto him. So this could be a really big counter to assassins, at least. Of course, there can also be downsides. Unlike the other ranged classes like the Gunslinger and the Force Master, all they have to do is target the boss and just right click, and all their abilities are going to hit the boss automatically. Where with the Archer, if most of your skills are non-target, if you attack the boss, a lot of them can miss if you're not aligning them correctly, which can result in you losing out on a lot of DPS if you're actually missing those skills. So there's going to be pros and cons, and obviously you're going to have to be pretty decent with the class to be able to play it properly. They also mentioned that the Archer class is going to have Alpha Call, which as of right now, the Gunslinger is the only class that has that skill in the game. And this is not really surprising because they usually like to give 2 classes for the same type of like party buff or utility. For example, we have the Assassin and the Kung Fu Master. They both have the blue buff. Now we have the Warden and the Warlock. They both have some form of Soul Burn. And now we're going to have Gunslinger and Archer both having Alpha Call. So this is kind of a format that they've been doing for quite a while, and it really does make sense. Now right here is like a compilation of all the Archer skills that we've seen in the article. You can see there's dashes, there's different skills that are shooting out arrows. There's even one that kind of looks like an ultimate ability, this one right here. It has the same effects of the other classes' ultimates, where everything gets like really dark. So I'm going to assume this is definitely like an ultimate skill. Also, the Archer has a lot of built-in mechanics that make it really interesting to play. For example, this one right here, which is called Spot Weakness. What happens is you see the little platforms that are on the ground. If you dash into them, you gain additional damage on your target, so it allows you to kind of maneuver around the map, and you gain more advantages by kind of like dashing around instead of just staying in one place and just like AFK DPSing. They also have a pierce and a spread ability, which you can see in this clip right here. They have the piercing right here, which is more of like a single target applying additional hits on the enemy, and the spread is more like an AoE hitting multiple targets at a time. Now the last thing they talk about is the Archer's iframes. Now iframes are really important in Blade and Soul because they make you completely immune to damage when you activate them. Now most of the classes in Blade and Soul have around a 5-second iframe, which is really powerful because you're completely immune for 5 seconds from any damage. Very, very strong. The Archer class does not have a 5-second iframe. They do have iframes, but they're at a much shorter duration. And this is a really big deal because you're going to have to use your iframes really carefully. You're going to have to really time them perfect, because if you don't, you're probably just going to get one shot, especially like in PvP, of course. And honestly, when they talked about the Archer class and they said that it wasn't going to be a new player friendly class, it was made more for experienced players, at first I was a little skeptical, but now when I think about it and reading through all this about it, honestly, I do agree. Like, there's a ton of factors that make this class way harder than the other ones, like all the non-target abilities, all the things you have to factor in, like moving around the map to gain more damage, and then even having way less survivability than most of the classes. You're really going to have to be good on this class to play it well. Otherwise, you're just going to die quickly, or you're not going to be doing much damage compared to the other classes who can just press simple mode and out DPS you. But either way, once we get farther into June, the class will be released in Korea, and then we'll have a ton of videos and content of people showing how they work in raids, dungeons, PvP, and it'll be really interesting. I'll definitely be covering that once we get more information on it, so definitely stay tuned, sub to the channel, support the video with a like. I definitely appreciate it. But yeah, guys, I'm really excited for this Archer class. I can't wait to jump in and try it. It definitely looks very rewarding if you play it well, and I'm excited for that. I want a class that is challenging, and this one is, you know, it's not super crazy hard, but it requires you to think a little bit more, and I definitely approve of that. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video real soon.